Hare Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All good to share Prabhupada. Welcome to devotees to today's Bhagavatam class. Today we'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, verse 27. And the chapter is entitled The Appearance of Sukadev Goswami. We are getting into the part where Sukadev Goswami appears at the age of 16 years. Very interesting. And it's the description of Srila Sukadev Goswami's bodily appearance and features. Beautiful, this description. We're very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Shri Prabhupada.
Glories, Prabhupada.
And it's all yours, Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigudnya Jatram Pritatunga Vaksasam Avartanam Bimbali Valgudaram Cha Digambaram Vaktram Vatirna Kesam Pralambabahum Swamarotamabam. His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully striped. His arms were long, and his curly hair was strewn over his beautiful face. He was naked, and the hue of his body reflected that of Lord Krishna. Purport: his bodily features indicate him to be different from the common men. All the signs described in connection with the bodily features of Sukadev Goswami are uncommon symptoms, typical of great personalities. According to physiognomical calculations, his bodily hue resembled that of Lord Krishna, who is supreme among gods, demigods, and all living beings. Omagyantimirandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bastai Bhutale Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya Sutarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Hipaye Bacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the Garuda Purana, one of the more prominent Puranas, there's a description of the bodily features of a great personality. This is also mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion, where it describes the different parts of the body and the way they are formed. And there's 32 signs that indicate a great personality. Now, simply by those who have knowledge, they can understand simply by the bodily structure of an individual. Not only can they understand who is a great personality, but they can also tell the fortune of a person simply by their bodily structure. Garuda Purana goes into great detail in that, in describing all of the parts of the body and how they are formed, and what is the pretty much the fortune of that person who has that. It's almost like an astrological reading using physical features. So here we find Sukadev Goswami, some of his most outstanding features, which reflect, and what the most important thing here is that his bodily hue reflected that of Lord Krishna. So as soon as he appeared, everyone could understand that he was a great personality without even speaking to him simply by his bodily structure. Next verse. Shamam Sadavi Vayunagalashmam Srinam Namogya Ruchira Smitena Rayutataste Unayos Wasenabhyas Talakshana Apigudalvar Kacham Varchisam. He was blackish and very beautiful due to his youth. Because of the glamour of his body and his attractive smiles, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover his natural glories, the great sages present there were all expert in the art of physiognomy, and so they honored him by rising from their seats. So here that same point is being illustrated. Next verse. Savishnurato tirtaya agataya tasmai sayarpyam sirasa jahara. Tato nivritya buddha striyor baka mahasana sopavivesa pujita. Maharaj Parikshit was also known as Vishnu Rata, one who was always protected by Vishnu. Bowed his head to receive the chief guest, Sukadeva Goswami. At that time, all the ignorant women and boys ceased following Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Receiving respects from all, Sukadeva Goswami took his exalted seat. Purport. On Sukadeva Goswami's arrival at the meeting, everyone except Srila Vyasadeva, Narada, and a few others stood up. And Maharaj Parikshit, who was glad to receive the great devotee of the Lord, bowed down before him with all limbs of his body. Sukadeva Goswami also exchanged the greetings and reception by embrace, shaking of hands, nodding and bowing down, especially before his father and Narada Muni. Thus he was offered the presidential seat at the meeting. When he was so received by the kings and sages, the street boys and less intelligent women who followed him were struck with wonder and fear. So they retired from their frivolous activities, and everything was full of gravity and calm. Here you see how after he was acknowledged by such great personality as Vyasadeva, Narada, and the assembly, everything became saturated with the spiritual mood. And now everyone understood something glorious was about to happen. Sukadeva Goswami, according to the people that he received him, embraced some, shaking hands with others, nodding and bowing down. This is also mentioned in the first canto, the 11th chapter, I believe it's verse 22, where Krishna, when he is at the kingdom of Hastinapur and the Rajasuya sacrifice is about to start, the different personalities arrive from different places around the universe to take part in this great ceremony. And Krishna, playing the role of an ordinary person, respected persons according to their status. To the younger boys and others, he smiled. To equals, he embraced. To those who are considered by position to be more spiritually strong, he offered obeisances, shook hands with some. There was 11, sorry, not 11, but there were 8 different ways by which Krishna showed how to honor different personalities according to their status in life. And this is also culture, how to receive a person and how to honor them according to their status. Just like it says, for those who are neophyte devotees on the lowest level, Prakrita Bhaktis, we can honor them simply by folding our hands and honoring them in our mind. For those who are on the higher level, those who are on the Madhyama Arikaris, we offer obeisances and also embrace those who are close to us, friendship. And for those who are on the status of Uttama, or the pure devotee spiritual masters, we offer full obeisances and we are ready to receive them by offering whatever service we can and ready to hear from them and learn from them and ask questions of them. So this is Vedic culture. Vedic culture teaches us what is the personal interaction with people on different levels. And this has to be learned because it's actually very essential in keeping the proper respect amongst individuals and also the etiquette that comes with that respect. And that allows communication and what we say, amicable relations between everyone. You see people nowadays, especially in Western countries, they're not cultured. And however they feel, if they feel good, they'll somehow acknowledge another person. If they don't, they'll ignore them. And depends on some places in the world. Some places in the world, you see people, if you walk along, they're there with their dogs and they wave to you. Sometimes people completely ignore you, or sometimes they avoid you. So it's different places in the world. It's just the way it is when it comes to interaction with people on different levels. So here we're getting a little lesson in how to practice Krishna consciousness where the mood is nice. And soon as everyone honored Sukadev Goswami, respective of the honor he was due, the whole atmosphere became calm and everyone became serious now to hear from such a great soul the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, next verse. Sasamritas tatra mahamahiyasam brahmarsi rajarsi devarsi sangai vyarojatalam bhagavan yatendur graharsa tara vikarai paritaha. Sukadeva Goswami was then surrounded by saintly sages and demigods, just as the moon is surrounded by stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies. His presence was glorious. His presence was gorgeous, and he was respected by all. Purport. In the assembly of saintly persons, there was Vyasadeva, the Brahmarshi, Narada, the Devarshi, Vyasadeva, the Brahmarshi, Narada, the Devarshi, Parasuram, the great ruler of the Kshatriya kings, etc. Some of them were powerful incarnations of the Lord. Sukadev Goswami was not known as a Brahmarshi, Rajarsi, or Devarshi, nor was he an incarnation like Narada, Vyasa, or Parasuram. And yet he excelled them in all respects. This means that the devotee of the Lord is more honored in the world than the Lord himself. One should therefore never minimize the importance of a devotee like Sukadev Goswami. Well, here again, we're getting some deeper understanding of the glories of a pure devotee. Prabhupada said, if I could make one pure devotee, then my mission is successful. And he says, he says that when there is one moon in the sky, it can light up the entire sky. If we have hundreds of twinkling stars, the sky doesn't light. So what Prabhupada was saying is that one pure devotee can change the whole world, can make the whole world Krishna conscious. And here we have the example of Sukadeva Goswami. He was such an exalted person. His history is that, of course, it's a little mysterious. There is no real written terminologies about his history. Some people say he was Radharani's personal parrot. When Radharani left the world, he roamed around looking for some place to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And he came across Lord Shiva, who was speaking to his wife Parvati, and he was narrating Bhagavatam to Parvati. The parrot, his name was Sukha, was listening very carefully, but hiding because he didn't want Lord Shiva to know that he was there, because he thought if Lord Shiva knew that this parrot was there, then he would become disturbed in his narration. And he was more eager to hear the parrot than Parvati, because Parvati kept nodding out and falling asleep while Shiva was. And in order to keep Shiva absorbed, every once in a while, the parrot would say, "Go on," in the voice of Parvati. And Shiva would hear that. He wasn't looking, he was narrating. But then this went on for a while, and then Shiva got curious, and he looked up and he saw that his wife was sleeping and there was a parrot there. So he took his trishul and he threw it at the parrot, Sukha. And the parrot is now running, and the trishul is chasing him. So in order to find some shelter, he entered into the womb of Vyasadev's wife and hid there, and he was protected in that sense. And of course, he stayed in the womb for 16 years, and then he came out as the child of Vyasadeva. And then as soon as he came out, he left home, and then he knew his mission, and now he has arrived at this this great assembly of glorious sages. I mean, Vyasadeva, the author of Bhagavatam, Narada, the sage amongst the demigods, and Parasuram was in a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so these were just a few of the great souls who were there. But everyone sat back and understood he was the greatest, because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. Not just pure, but highly pure. There's different levels of purity. Pure, more pure, most pure. Just like we say that when one achieves perfection, they reach the platform of prema bhakti. But in prema bhakti, there's 8 gradation stages where one goes deeper and deeper into the mood of prema, and exhibits more of the purity based on certain characteristics and activities. So even within the goal, there is higher and higher levels within the goal, indicating certain glorious characteristics. The Sukadeva Goswami is not only a pure devotee, he is an exalted personality beyond all exalted personalities. And here, Prabhupada wants to make a point one should never minimize the importance of a devotee like Sukadeva Goswami, um, because people are not, we might say, versed in understanding what is the importance and the quality and the characteristics of one who is deeply absorbed in pure devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They might see something different, or might, even within our society, there are many devotees in our society who are great, some pure, some more pure than others, but you have to know by characteristics and by activities simply one who is purer than others like that. And therefore, we always give respects. Just like if you come into the assembly of many great souls, you should know which one is the most elevated of all, and therefore you pay your obeisances to that person first, and then you can honor the rest of them. So this is also mentioned by Narihari Chakravarti, who uh, wrote this down in a small treatise called let's see, Bhajanamrita. Bhajanamrita. So all of these things are part of the process of pure devotional service, and it creates the environment by which transmission of spiritual knowledge comes. Just like when we approach the spiritual master, what do we approach? We approach with in three ways: pratipatena, pariprasyena, and sevaya. Pratipatena means to fall flat. It means to offer full obeisances in the presence of the pure devotee spiritual master. Pariprasyena means to inquire submissively into some relevant topic that is beneficial for your spiritual growth. And sevaya means one should be very eager and ready to offer service on request. So this is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, in that one verse spoken by Krishna, where he talks about how to approach a bona fide spiritual master. And so etiquette, they say, is more essential than knowledge. Knowledge is important, but etiquette allows for reciprocation and for communication to develop to higher and higher levels of perfection. So when one follows the Vaishnava culture, the etiquette, then they can be seen as a Vaishnava. And there are many uh, books that describe what is the etiquette of a Vaishnava, how to behave in every circumstance. Nectar of Instructions, Nectar of Devotions, statements by Srila Prabhupada, and also His Holiness Satyarup Maharaj and His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj have both written books about Vaishnav etiquette. And there are other smaller articles based on this. So one time when Srila Prabhupada was listening to one lady describe about one saint, uh, and she was talking, and Prabhupada asked her, well, what is his philosophy? He could understand that the behavior of the person wasn't so good, but he asked about the philosophy just to confirm the fact that because his behavior wasn't good, his philosophy was also not up to the standard of pure philosophical teachings. So all of these are essential principles, and we find how here the sages and Krishna himself, as I mentioned earlier, follows the respect of, and this is very, very important, because if we don't follow this, then we are seen as ill-behaved or improperly behaved, and therefore it affects our execution of devotional service. Sanatana Goswami and glorifies um, Srila Haridas Thakur. He says some people preach, but their behavior is not up to the standard. And others, their behavior is up to the standard, but they don't preach. But you are the exemplary of all. Your behavior is ideal, and you're always preaching the glories of the holy name. So yeah, like that. So when we meet a person whose behavior is ideal, according to Vaishnav etiquette and instructions, then we can understand this person is actually advanced simply by their behavior. Okay, we'll stop there and we'll open it up for discussion.
Thank you, Maharaj, and thank you to all the devotees for staying online. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to request devotees, if you are able to turn on your cameras wherever you're at, please do so. And if you have a question, please do raise your hand and I will call on Pani in the order. Or you can even put your question in the chat and I'll be happy to read it. Marge, I have a question, and one is, Marge, is there a difference, or what is the spiritual significance or difference between Brahmarishi and Devarshi and Devarshi? Just curious.
Dev Arshi means the rishi of the demigods. It's in the words actually are self-explanatory. He's a deva, he's Narada Dev, but he's a rishi amongst the demigods. He's considered to be the outstanding, knowledgeable person. And you have the Narada Bhakti Sutras. He wrote those, and other. He's a sage, but he's a demigod. And Brahmarshi means Vyasadev is. He's a rishi also, but amongst the Brahmanas.
Thank you, Marge, for clarifying that. Thank you, Marge. Any questions from devotees? Because I can hop to the next question if devotees are still thinking. Marge, you talked a little bit about Bhagavatam, when Srimad Bhagavatam and our consciousness and how we should prepare for it. And I'm just wondering, Marge, is because we come on the class every morning, whether it be Zoom or whether it be at the temple, how should we prepare our consciousness? Because, it's like we're entering into like a sacred space or a sacred time. At the same time, the consciousness and the mind is such a rascal, trying to prepare it. So how can we, like wholeheartedly or seriously prepare our minds as we enter into the sacred space?
In the mood of worship, in the mood of service. When we go into the temple, we're there to worship. We worship the deities. We also worship the pure devotees if they're there. And we're in the mood of associating with and serving Vaishnavas. And the mood, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur is in a general sense, which I failed to mention in my talk, is the mood of respect. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I live in this world somehow because I give respects to everyone according to their position, of course.
This is a very interesting verses, Mars, but what you just spoke is of course, the first one was describing the beauty of Srila Sukadev Goswami. Then it went into the whole thing of, at least what I got from it is the Vaishnav etiquette, how to serve a pure devotee, how to respect, how to pay attention to the elevated soul devotees and all that. My question, Marge, sometimes, we know that in the presence of a pure devotee, a guru, spiritual master, there is a certain level of etiquette, but we fail to apply that to the devotees. What happens, Marge, if we do that? Like, what are the consequences?
It's a slight offense. It says there's 6 ways to offend devotee, and one is not to feel happy when you see a devotee. And that's overcome by offering obeisances. When we meet a devotee, we honor a devotee no matter what their status is accordingly. Krishna showed how Sukadev Goswami is showing here how to honor people on different levels. Just by smiling at a devotee, not just artificially, but naturally, we see a devotee, we smile, we feel happy. That is also a way to honor a devotee. That's usually done with devotees who are in a lesser position than us.
We are so fortunate to have a lot of, like you mentioned, Maharaj, a nice adequate points by His Holiness Satsrup Maharaj. He wrote quite a bit on that, and also did Bhakti Swami, a beautiful manual on Vaishnava etiquette.
On Vaishnava etiquette, we're just talking about one small section of Vaishnava, and that's personal interaction. There's etiquette in dealing with the opposite sex. There is etiquette in kirtan. There is etiquette in honoring prasadam. And there is etiquette in dealing with the non-devotees. There's etiquette dealing with mayavadis and impersonalists. Bhakti True Maharaj covers all of these different categories of etiquette.
Amazing book,
Along with,
amazing manual.
yeah, his manual is great.
He
We
himself,
haven't read it. We should read it. I mean, all of these things are available. If we read it, then we'll avoid making mistakes and committing offenses.
Bhakti Swami himself was Vaishnava etiquette personified, Maharaj.
Yeah, he's noted for that.
Completely. Sri Devi, please go ahead with your question, Mataji.
Thank you, Anusuya. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, you were describing how Shukadev Goswami as well as Krishna perfectly reciprocated in the perfect manner with each and every devotee. But generally in our society, we see that only when, the pure devotee spiritual master comes, everybody perks up and say, oh, that Guru Maharaj has come, and everyone offers obeisances, everybody is all attention. But when it comes to just, run-of-the-mill folk, sometimes, they won't look at you, they won't smile at you, they won't acknowledge you, they will pass by you on the road as if they haven't seen you. So I was just curious how we can offer respects no matter what the level of that devotee.
In your mind.
Okay.
In your
That's
mind.
That's a nice question, Sridevi. I was just laughing because I had a similar situation, Maharaj, where someone, whatever the issue is that this person had with me, came to my house a few months ago to bring some Maha sweets and sat in my house, but didn't look at my face, didn't even greet me, didn't even say anything and left. And I don't know what to make of it. It was interesting interaction, lack of a better word.
There's no interaction.
It was really, yeah. Anyway, nice question, Sridevi. Nice question. Thank you. I think someone put us, yeah, there's something in the chat, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, may I humbly ask the name of the book written here? The book. Which book are you talking about, Scarlett? I'm not, because Maharaj mentioned few books, Garuda Purana, and a book by Narahari Chakravarti. So if you could be clear, that would help, Scarlett. Mother Bonnie said, when we talk to others, sometimes other paths come up, such as impersonalism. They may feel it is offensive to say Krishna Bhakti is the only way. They say, oh, but there are so many other paths. Why does Krishna make them then? Some devotees who grow up in Krishna consciousness are annoyed with aphorisms like Prabhupada said, but I am inclined to keep speaking the truth as it has been given, because otherwise I feel dishonest, like cheating them if I just agree.
Yeah, you're not only cheating them, you're fortifying their ignorance. Speak friendly, in a respectful way, but Prabhupada would never tolerate people giving some other level of understanding as being equal to or superior to pure devotional service. He was always clear. Speak, what did they say? Speak the truth, but speak it palatably. Satyam priyam, satyam briyam. Yeah, yeah, don't compromise and then just to patronize someone's ignorance.
I hope that helped, Bonnie.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, there's a question here by Sri Advaita. That's Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful class. Sorry, my question is from something I was reading a couple of days ago from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4. Sri Prabhupada mentions in the purport that, however, if one purposely falls victim to sense gratification, he has to be punished at least for one lifetime, like Bharat Maharaj. So does that mean that if one falls down, that they have no chance to make it back in this life?
I have to see the text. What is the context of what is that being said? It's not clear enough to really comment on.
Sri Advaita Prabhu, if you can probably post the text and the chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 5, then probably that will help Maharaj to answer more.
Well, you can bring it up on your screen there.
Sure, Maharaj. I'll go back to Canto 5. The canto is the creative impetus. Probably, Maharaj, you think it's in chapter 8, the character Bharat Maharaj? You think that might be it? Okay, 5:8:31, Maharaj, he said. So let me pull that up. 5:8, yep, Bharat Maharaj, 5:8:31. That is the last verse in the chapter. I am going to share the screen right now, Maharaj, and
Seems like it's a little clear. But anyway, go ahead.
here it is, Maharaj. This is the verse, 5:8:31. I'll go to the translation. Remaining in that ashram, the great King Bharat Maharaj was now very careful not to fall victim to bad association. Without disclosing his past to anyone, he remained in that ashram and ate dry leaves only. He was not exactly alone, for he had the association of the supersoul. In this way, he waited for death in the body of a deer. Bathing in that holy place, he finally gave up that body. Holy places like Vrindavan, Haridwar, Prayag, and Jagannath Puri are especially meant for the execution of devotional service. Vrindavan specifically is the most exalted and preferred holy place for Vaishnava devotees of Lord Krishna who are aspiring to return back to Godhead, the Vaikuntha planets. There are many devotees in Vrindavan who regularly bathe in the Yamuna, and this cleanses all the contamination of the material world. By constantly chanting and hearing the holy names of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, one certainly becomes purified and becomes a fit candidate for liberation. However, if one purposely falls victim to sense gratification, he has to be punished for at least for one lifetime, like Bharat Maharaj.
Yeah. If one purposely falls victim to sense gratification, and the example was Bharat Maharaj, he gave up his practice of sadhana and he took to taking care of a deer. And in other words, he purposely gave up his spiritual practice and went for his the mood of trying to take care of the deer. So in other words, he went back to material activities again. So because he went back to material activities, at that time he left the body in that same consciousness. So if you go back to material activities, we see that also many devotees go back. But then again, if you leave the body in that consciousness, then yeah, then you have to be punished. But if you rectify that situation before you leave the world, then the Lord's mercy may allow you to again attain a elevated position in your next life. So, it's up to Krishna ultimately. It's quite self-explanatory.
So, Maharaj, if one falls victim to sense gratification and they do not stop, rectify it, then this is the punishment. But if they were to fall victim and then they rectify it after falling and come back to the platform, coming back to sadhana, devotee life, then do they make it back in this life is what it's asking, or do they come back? Or like if they rectify it, then what happens, Maharaj?
I don't know. That's up to Krishna.
Okay, that's right, Maharaj.
He can determine whether that person. I've actually, because they have fallen down. They may have to be punished for one life, and then in the next life, they come back and they get a chance to leave off where they left in the previous life. The example is Bharat Maharaj. He was a great devotee, but he fell down, took the body of a deer. So a devotee may go away, take up sense gratification, intoxication, illicit activities, and then even if they come back at the end of life, they may have to also undergo some rectification for all of those sinful activities that they built up during the time that they again went back. I'm just speculating because it's quite complicated, but Prabhupada said they have to suffer for one life. So we accept that the way it is. That's all. Don't fall down. And if you fall down, get back up.
Yeah, that sentence can be a rude awakening. Maharaj.
But Krishna's there, and he's the one that determines at the time of death. So he may wipe everything away. There was one devotee who came back after falling away, and when he was dying in the last minute, Prabhupada came to him. He saw Prabhupada come to take him at the last moment. He said, "Prabhupada, you've come," and then he just died. No one else could see Prabhupada except him. Yeah, that happened in our about 15, 20 years ago. 15 years ago, I think, one devotee. Yeah. Because he had done special service for Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada gave him special mercy at the time of death. That was Prabhupada.
Maharaj, can we also, that's because of the mercy of the spiritual master, right? I mean,
If you try to put this into a category and say it works this way or that way, you're not taking into account the mercy of the Lord. It can come or it may come in one way or another. But generally, what Prabhupada is saying, don't fall down because you'll be punished for one lifetime. He's just giving an example. What was Bharat Maharaj's punishment? He had to become a deer. So that means his lifetime was very short. The lifetime of a deer wasn't like a full 100 years like that. Hey, when it comes to these things, you can't really say it's going to be like this or being like that. The warning is, hey, don't fall down. That's the warning. Take it like that, and then you'll understand. There's no reason why you have to go away. If you're having trouble in devotional service, rectify your trouble and then get back onto the path. But don't leave Krishna consciousness. That's what Bart did. He left. He gave it up.
Maharaj, I have a question piggybacking that. So if one, yeah, like you mentioned, Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj left Krishna consciousness, and not only did he leave, but he fell into sense gratification, and that's how he came back into, he had to take another body. What if, because I've come across situations with devotees where they're in Krishna consciousness, but they slip. They get, what's the word, Maharaj? Distracted, detoured, whatever, but they are still struggling, they are still practicing the path, but they're not strong. Then what happens, Maharaj, if they slip, but they're still in Krishna consciousness?
You get back up. Prabhupada said it's third class to fall down, it's first class to get up again. Then there's no loss. But if you purposely give it up, that's different.
So Maharaj, so what I'm getting is, if we give it up, then it's like Prabhupada says, it's a fall down. It's the next life. But when we slip and we come back, even though we're still chanting, like there was one issue, Maharaj, don't want to mention the devotee's name, but this person was still practicing Krishna consciousness because of weakness in heart, or during preaching or whatever it was. This devotee slipped, got into an extramarital affair, and came back after 4 or 5 years. But he never left chanting. He never left serving. It's just that slip. But rectified it and came back. So
Fine. Then it's like it never happened.
Okay.
Yeah, when one senior devotee left his position as sannyas, and he got involved with some lady, and then he was having an affair on the side. The devotees found out about it, and they start talking about it. Prabhupada got angry at them, said, now you made it difficult for him to come back. And so he did come back. And Prabhupada said, come back and become a nice grihasta, and then execute devotional service from that ashram. And he did. Prabhupada was there to make the difference.
That helps a lot, Marge, because sometimes I do come across devotees struggling in Krishna consciousness, with slips in there, here and there. And then, like you said, Marge, they get so, what's the word? They get so hurt that they feel, like they have to leave. And I keep telling them, no, don't leave, just because they feel like quote unquote untouchables kind of a thing, like an outcast. But
Well, leaving, there's different ways to leave. If you give up chanting Hare Krishna, then you're pretty much left completely.
so this is a very nice question that Sri Adwaita asked. Thank you so much, really. Because I do come across such situations, Marge, and I always wondered. Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you, Marge. Thank you. Any questions from devotees? This is a very deep topic, very nice, very important for our Krishna consciousness. I think, Marge, I'm remembering this. I don't know where I heard this, but one devotee once told me that no matter how rocky life is, no matter, even if we get weak or we slip away or we fall through the cracks, lack of a better word, we should stay on the transcendental boat.
Yeah, there's always ways to get back up. The devotees always like to help devotees get back up. Sometimes we even try to find people who have left, go to them and see what we can do to encourage them to again take up Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Maya is strong.
Too strong, Maharaj, very strong.
Yeah, Prabhupada said, but if you stay in the association of devotees, you're pretty much safe from Maya. As soon as we give up the association of devotees or minimize the association of devotees or not know how to take advantage of that association, then we can become weak in our spiritual life.
Such a strong point, Marge. Absolutely. Amritanam, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances of glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Guru Maharaj, just following up on what Sri Advaita Prabhu asked and what Anasuya Mataji was discussing. When the seniors, someone on the level of sannyasi, they fall, or even in the scriptures we have seen demigods like Indra commit some offensive activities. So the one who are on very elevated level, they fall, but still they don't give up on Krishna consciousness. Even then, they face the same thing. They get the token amount of penalty by the god, and then they are not to be seen as if they have done, as if they have committed any mistake.
The question is,
yes, the question is, even the one who are on the very elevated level, if they fall by any chance, like we have seen sannyasis also falling down in the moment. So how do we see them? Because I've seen God giving the chances to everybody, but they are being seen as neglected. So,
well, what is your point? I can't catch the point you're trying to make.
my point is, we have seen in the moment many sannyasis who have been
Yeah, okay. So
yeah.
So that happens.
Yes.
So your concern is how to bring them back?
No, how to see them, because there are many difference of opinions in the society for them. How do we see them?
Well, they are devotees, but they have somehow or other falling away. Okay. You can treat them with respect as you treat everybody with respect. That's all. You may not want to hear from them because they may not be able to explain the philosophy properly. Yeah, you can respect from a distance. That's all.
So, Guru Maharaj, how I personally see is, even though committing so many mistakes life after life, Krishna give us chances.
Yeah,
Then,
people will get a chance again to come back to Krishna consciousness because Krishna doesn't give up on them. He'll do something in the future or even in the immediate present to somehow bring them back. If they reject that, then maybe next life they'll get a chance to lead, because devotional service works in such a way as whatever you do, it's never lost. And so wherever you stop, you fail to make it further advancement. But if you pick up again, either in the next life or in the previous life, you pick up from where you left off. That's all.
thank
You
you,
may
Guru
not
Maharaj.
associate with them, but still you should give them respect. That they did wonderful service.
Thank you.
I can think of one person, yeah, he made so many people Krishna conscious. He opened up temples, no longer active now, but they're never lost. They'll be temporarily lost, but they'll get a chance to come back, and they will come back, either in this life or in the next life.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That quite answers my question. Hare Krishna.
Well,
Mars, that's a question in the chat before I go to the two that have raised their hand.
I'll take the hands first before the
Okay,
chat.
no problem, March. Sukavaha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to assembled devotees. Thank you so much for the class, Guru Maharaj. I have a question in this connection, how to bring them back if we know somebody who has left the path and we see them struggling. Can we tell them that because you left Krishna consciousness, you are struggling? And bring them back that way? Or should we do it with different way to make them understand?
You have to see the associate. And you can't use the same techniques for each and every person because every person is an individual. I would just say, just be friendly with them. So they usually left because something happened between some devotees, and sometimes that's one of the reasons why they left. Usually the people leave because they have a bad experience or were exploited by leaders or other devotees.
Yeah.
More common reasons. Friendly. You can say, hey, is there any service I can do for you? If you can say something and you think it'll be helpful, then you have to think about that ahead of time and then go ahead. Each person is an individual.
Because sometimes, the circumstances comes in their life. I know one devotee, I don't want to take a name, but that person has suffered badly materially, and after that they left the Krishna consciousness. So it feels to me from my side that because they suffered, they've left it, they thought that, oh, Krishna's not there for them or things like that. So, like, how to approach that person?
Same way.
Mhm.
Yeah. But you have to understand, we also leave every once in a while. All of us. We look back towards Maya every once in a while to get some sense gratification.
Mm.
Or we slacken in our devotional service. No, we temporarily leave mentally. We haven't given up the process, but we still think there's something out there that can help us to be happy in a material way. So that means we're leaving every once in a while. Prabhupada used to say, don't be surprised who leaves, be surprised who stays. I don't want to scare anybody, but it's a process of purification.
Mm.
And purification means, sometimes we have to accept the fact that it may not, we may not like it, but it's for our benefit.
Mm.
For instance, giving up the association of certain people who really don't help us in our Krishna consciousness at all. Some of them may be relatives. Some of them may be.
Mm. True. So we should give them some time before we talk to them as well, isn't it?
Use your,
Mm.
and all I can say is use your intelligence to see how best to do it. There's many options you can approach, many avenues you can explore. You have to see the situation based on the person. What is your relationship with that person? If you have a close relationship with that person, you can speak more directly. If that's not close, then you might have to speak a little less direct.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sukava.
Very nice question. I'm sure we all have, we know we have experienced those slips in our lives. Very nice question. Anand Sagar Prabhu, beautiful name. Anand Sagar Jagannath Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Just got initiated 2 days ago.
Hari Bol. Beautiful name. Anand Sagar Jagannath. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, I have one question. So, I try to be very nice and greet everyone nicely externally, but sometimes I commit mental offenses, Maharaj. So, how to avoid those mental offenses and the tendency to commit those offenses?
When they come into your mind, just dismiss them. The scriptures say you're not responsible for wrong thoughts, but you all get the credit for right thoughts. This is a feature of the age of Kali only. Because Kali Yuga is so bad, you're not counted for wrong thoughts. But if you allow wrong thoughts to stay within your mind, then they can grow and turn into words. Then they become offenses, or they can turn into actions. Then they become severe offenses. As soon as these negative thoughts come in your mind, immediately recognize them and throw them out. If you leave them there, they'll grow. Even if you think they're important, they're not. One who sees the good in everyone actually sees. To think bad of a person is to think about their shadow. The shadow of a person is their bad qualities, not them, because every soul has all good qualities. The conditioned nature is what you're looking at, and therefore it's not really them. It's just the covering over the soul. But best just to dismiss it.
Mhm.
It's not important.
Okay, Maharaj.
Just-
Thank you, Maharaj.
Because I think of something, it doesn't mean it's important. We give too much credit to the mind. That's the problem.
So just let the thoughts go away.
Yeah. And use the antidote. If you see something negative, just look for the positive.
Mhm.
Everyone has both. Some more, some less, but everyone has both. Mhm.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Mhm.
Very nice question.
Now,
Ra-
I'll also tell you this. This is it. The more you become Krishna conscious, the more people will exhibit their good qualities, and you'll see that. If you're in a negative mood, you attract people in the same way, or in the wrong mood. If you're in a Krishna conscious mood, you attract that. And if you're a pure devotee, and if you're in you even change person's negative mood to a good mood, or proper mood,
Mhm.
devotional mood. We used to say, what's it? I'm trying to think how it goes. Prabhupada would use the same statement. The boy would say, boy, as I grow up, my father's getting more and more intelligent. Get the point?
Yes, Maharaj. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the question, Prabhu. Veronica, it's all yours.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. As always, I'm very happy to be here with you, with your company. It's a perfect moment. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was thinking about something that is common to think in my culture, that when sometimes we see the bad part of someone else, it is because we are like a mirror, that maybe it is something that we cannot recognize. Sometimes if we are afraid of something, it is because we are vulnerable to that bad thing. And for me, it is useful to think like this. When I see something in other, to think about myself. Is that correct, Maharaj? Please help me
Two
understand.
ways. If someone's negative qualities are disturbing you, then yeah, it's good to think like that. But if you just see negative qualities, it just may be the way it is, that's all. But if they become disturbing to you, then you should see what is about you that causes you to become disturbed because of someone's qualities.
Mhm.
But you can't help to see, Prabhupada talks about, it's there. You can't help to see a person's good qualities and their negative qualities. But it doesn't, but if you become disturbed by that, that's another thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Then if you become disturbed, and you have to see what is it about you that's causing you to be disturbed.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Veronica. Sridevi, you got the floor.
Thank you, Anusuya. Guru Maharaj, I wanted to ask at this point, how we can become really grave and serious in our bhakti yoga.
Gravity is one of the characteristics of the mind. One of the what does it say? It's gravity is one of the austerities of the mind. That's mentioned. Gravity means to deeply think about a philosophical subject. That these are indications of how gravity is. A grave person may not speak because they're more interested in or more absorbed in thoughts rather than in communication through verbs. It's a quality. Prabhupada doesn't give much definition to it. Practice it. Read the Bhagavatam and think deeply about what you just read. Pick a section. That helps to build that quality of gravity. Contemplation.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. I would like to stop talking so much, honestly, and go deeper. That's why I'm asking this question, because this is also one of the instructions of the doctors.
Yeah, it's also healthier.
Yes, thank you very much.
Takes energy to speak.
It's very exhausting. It's funny, Marge, that Sri Devi said that because, I think lately I've been trying to avoid certain phone calls because I know it's going to be very draining. I just so tired.
Well, Maharaj wrote that book, Leadership 1 and Leadership 2. In Leadership 1, he says a very effective businessman doesn't answer his calls every time they come.
So I'm good. I'm not bad much. I'm happy to.
He picks a time of the day to respond to most calls, and then he monitors his calls, and if there's some emergency call, he may accept it. But generally, yeah. Like, for instance, using myself as an example, when I get up, I turn on my phone, I keep it off all night, and then I play Srila Prabhupada's Mangal Arti, Prabhupada singing Mangal Arti, and then also what is it? Mangala Charana, Prabhupada singing the Mangala Charan. Mangal Arti takes 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Mangala Charanam takes 11 minutes and 11 seconds. After that's done, I check to see which emails have come in or which messages, and I don't answer them. I shut the phone off. I shut the phone off and I just turn it back on when I begin this class every day at 8 o'clock or whenever time the class starts. That means I finish my rounds first and then so yeah, so if you try to call me at that time, you're not going to get me. So it's a good
Got it,
policy
Maharaj. Got
to have
it.
some time. How can you practice Krishna consciousness if you don't have some personal time to really read, chant, contemplate, take time to think and do other things in Krishna consciousness?
Marge, that is so true because like when I get messages on WhatsApp, I don't even respond if it's not urgent. I'll just wait. I'll literally just put it off because it's just so time consuming. And it's not important. It is, yeah, I've started doing that, Sri Devi. It's like, it's just too much. I just want some
Maybe-
quiet time.
Maybe your doctor has given you the best advice I've heard in years. Okay.
Trupti
Continue.
Mata, I think your question was answered. If you felt like it wasn't, you can raise your hand or something and I can ask Marge, because I think one of the devotee, but Marge, I can let you know what she said. What she asked in the chat was, my thoughts are, if you are in a boat of Krishna consciousness and know the strength of Harinam, have the strong paddles of Srila Prabhupada's teachings and the devotee association, then why would they want to leave? What makes them leave?
Insanity. Well, offenses can also cause you to lose the taste in Krishna consciousness. And unless you rectify the offenses, you'll be practicing Krishna consciousness with very little or no taste. So offenses can do that. Therefore, we have to be careful. But if we commit offenses, we should try to rectify them. That means don't commit any more. When it comes to offenses against the deity, offenses against the holy name, offenses against people in general, offenses against the Dham, one can just sit down and chant, and then after some time, by the power of your chanting, in an extended period of time, you'll start to reawaken that taste again. Both offenses against the Vaishnavas, that you have to go to that Vaishnava and apologize and offer yourself to do some service. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So offenses, yeah, a lot of people fall down because of offenses. Be careful.
Thank you, Maharaj. It answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you very
Hare
much for the
Krishna.
question. I'm glad I brought it up. Srimati, go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Do you have time? Is it okay, Guru Maharaj? Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, when you're talking about studying deeply about Srimad Bhagavatam, studying deeply Srimad Bhagavatam, so how actually, I feel like I'm not getting any realizations when I'm studying Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the actual technique, or how we're going to deeply dive into Srimad Bhagavatam?
Well, you could read, think about it, and try to understand. That's one way. Another way is to hear the commentaries by the acharyas on the parts you were reading. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given commentary on the entire Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto all the way through. There's other commentaries also, even by devotees in ISKCON. And you can reflect upon what they say based on what you read, and then you can understand that same thing from another angle or for more deeper understanding. But if you practice reading and rereading, Prabhupada says if you read something over and over again, it becomes more and more clear. what is being said. Repetition is very much recommended, especially when it comes to reading.
Yes, Gurmaj. Okay, thank you very much.
And once you get some understanding, write it down on a piece of paper. Then go back over it and read it again later.
Yes, Gurmaj.
Very nice question, Srimati.
Mhm.
Very nice. Any other questions from devotees?
Okay.
This has been really, really active and really good questions. Lots of, points cleared. And thank you, Marge, for being so patient. Yes, I got it. I will not forget that, Marge. We will chant one round together now. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Everybody ready? Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare. Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Marge, for such a wonderful class. And thank you for all the devotees for really asking amazing, powerful questions. And we hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever, which time zone you're in. Vanchakaptibhyascha, Kripasindabevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
His Holiness Candramauli Swami Ki Jai.
Jai.
Hari Hari Bol.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
everyone.
dear Guru
Thank you.
Maharaj. My humble
Thank you, Maharaj.
obeisances to you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anasuya.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ansuya Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.